Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's doing great today. I'm out on a farm pond in Emanuel County, Georgia. See if we can do anything this morning. Doing a little wacky worm this morning, the Gary Yokomoto. I guess I said that right. Just see if we can find something on the bottom this morning. Got a little breeze flowing this morning. It's not definitely hot yet, but the humidity's terrible. Got a little one this morning. That's a good way, I guess, to start off. At least we got a fishing boat. Man, it's so peaceful and quiet out here on the farm. One of my buddies that farms over here. Oh, there was another one. Oh yeah, come on, buddy. Oh, he's a good one. He's a little bit bigger than the other one. Cousin. Swallow that thing. There we go. He a tad bigger. Ain't nothing to write home about, but you know what? That's a fish. Just getting the fish is fun. That last one took my worm. Left the O-ring and took the worm. This is a Tuesday morning. Saturday, I'm going to ease over to Warner Robins early that morning and meet up with one of my buddies over at a lake. Meet up with Jonathan with Fishing with Faith Outdoors. Need to go to his channel and look at a lot of his videos he's got. He does a lot of teaching and things like that, and he's been fishing a good while. Been learning some tricks from him. He's actually got a video where he goes over the wacky worm, the Cincos, the sticko bait. Oh man, He wanted it, but he didn't take it. Let's see if they hit me again. But looking forward to that. We hadn't got together in a long time. Last time we were at Dodge PFA over in Eastman. Well, I didn't catch anything that day. That's the way it goes sometimes. Hope the audio's picking up pretty good. My last video was, I didn't have a mic on. Get up in here, another little one. All right. Up. Another little small one. Honestly, I don't care how big they are or how small they are. I just enjoy catching them. And me and my brother-in-law came out here last week, and we was catching some pretty good sized big ones. I didn't video that day, but we was catching some pretty good sized ones. I'd say between 2 and 3 pounders. See if we can catch one of those this morning. That last one I just now caught, he didn't hit that thing hard at all. I didn't even know he was on there. I getting ready to reel my bait in, and there he was. All right. See if there'll be one over there. Got a swirl over there. This is the only thing I brought this morning, except I got another pole rigged up with Strike King Rage crawl. Run that thing on the bottom. Bait. A long time ago, when I was 19 years old, 1982. joined the Army with a couple buddies of mine. In fact, one of my buddies was in Germany with me, and the other one actually went into the Air Force. Anyway, I don't think I've been out to Clovis, New Mexico when I was younger with my parents. My sister had her first son, and we lived in Albany, down near Radium Springs, if any of you know where that's at. We spent a lot of time in Panama City. Mom and Dad had a camper down there, and the man that owned the campground was a Baptist preacher, and me and his son was about the same age, and I'd go down there and spend summers with him, and we'd ride around in the golf cart and all. We'd spend the night in the store itself, where all the where they check in at and have groceries and gift shops and all that. They had a little apartment in there. Me and him would stay there a lot, and we'd sit outside with the security guard and just watch people. And back then, well, actually before that, I used to take my motorcycle down there. My dad would take it down there for us, and I'd ride my motorcycle on the sand dunes over there, right where the Spinnaker and La Villa nightclubs are now. And so we'd sit out there with the security guard, and we'd watch all those folks over there. They hollering and screaming and laughing and everything. And had a guy that was probably about 10 years older than us, maybe even a little older. He owned a little donut stand, and he was real good at foosball. So me and Mike would team up against him, 2 against 1 on the foosball table. And he, like I said, he was really good, and he beat us most of the time. But we would play him for a donut if we won. We'd each get a donut. And this is probably back when we were, I'd say 12, 13 years old, 14. But that was some fun times down there back in the day. Used to go to the Miracle Strip, and I think the other one was called Petticoat Junction. I can't remember. And they used to have old Western. You know, they'd go out in the street and they'd fire the guns at each other and things like that. Just we'd ride the train around the park. But this is just one of my childhood memories that I had back in the day, and like I said, that's been a long time ago. All right, now, come on, fish, where you at? I was telling y'all earlier about me and my brother-in-law being out here last week, and this same spot, we were racking them up, putting them down. But this morning they're not biting like they were, but that's all right. I think I've got 3. That's better than being out here all day and getting skunked. But we know they're out here because we caught some pretty good sized ones. That's why I've been trying to fish the bottom right here in the middle. Got a lot of grass. They put chemical in this pond. And a lot of the grass is come up from the bottom, and it's all around the sides. Actually, it's out here all out in the middle too. Just have to watch. I had to pull my pedal drive a while ago and get the grass off my blades. Maybe we'll get one in a minute. I tried my Strike King Rage Crawl a while ago, and I didn't even put it on film because I fished with it for about 5 or 10 minutes. Didn't even get a bite on it. I'm getting some hits every now and then, but I think that's some small ones because they're not taking it. Got another friend of mine that goes to our church, lives back over that way. It's actually cousin to this one here, and they've got a huge farm that I think they got 2 ponds out there, but they've got a huge farm that they farm, plant and all, and there's another family that goes to our church. They got well over 600 acres that they farm. So there's a lot of farmland around this way. That's good. Good size. Thank you, buddy. It's been a minute. I think that's the first one I've caught in about 35 minutes. It just wasn't biting. That's all right. It's still fun just being out here. It's more funner when you catch them, but it's still fun. I don't think I was recording. I was telling you that I hadn't fished in a long time. I was in my early 20s, teens and 20s. And I fished one of my buddies, Nathan from Leesburg. We went to school together, played football together, and but anyway, I just kind of got back into it. I got to watching YouTube videos. I wanted to just kind of get bit by the bug, so I went on a little kayak inversion, or whatever you want to call it, little trip with our youth group from church, and I got one of those sit down. Hold on just a minute, I got one. Come on, buddy. Ooh, what is that? What is that? Caught him in the side. Good gravy line. Come here. Pretty one. Got a little, you can't see it I don't think, but a little pink right through here. Pink, silver, a little tan. It's a pretty baby. Thank you for biting. Only thing is, it didn't really bite it. Looks like I hung it on the side. fishing. Me and my brother-in-law went in together and bought a little sun dolphin, bass hound, something like that, and little two-man plastic boat, and we put bass seats in that thing. It's a fishing machine now. We've caught a lot of fish out of it. It's always fun. All right, let's see where I left off at. Anyway, I got bit by the kayak bug. Enjoy that. I think I was telling you about mine and Ronnie's little two-man plastic boat. But I looked around and around and around a kayak that I thought I wanted to sit in. And then I got to watching the videos and all the people that fished. It seemed like they were got the kayaks that you sit on top. So I got looking at that, and I like the feel-free kayaks. And I think they had a dealership somewhere over in close to Alabama, LaGrange area. Anyway, I looked online and I found a place up in actually it wasn't Old Fort at the time. It was in Asheville, North Carolina. Old Fort's just right down the road, about 20 minutes. And so I talked to Jonathan up there. He runs that, and their distribution center per se was not far from them. And he said that he had exactly what I needed or what I wanted, and it wasn't in the showroom, but all he had to do was go pick it up because it wasn't far. So I rode up there. It was about a 5-hour drive, and I picked it up. And, it was actually in January, a few years back, and when I got about 20 miles from where I was going to be at, it started snowing on me. Got another one. Lord have mercy, he came off. Dadgummit. Man. So anyway, win some, you lose some, right? So I put that thing on top of my Jeep Grand Cherokee and brought that thing home and enjoyed it. And I ended up selling it to a good friend of ours. He duck hunts. And I went and bought me a bass hound myself at the time, and I really enjoyed it. But I went and got me another kayak, and so I called Jonathan and I told him I got to looking at the three waters, and they were a little bit more expensive. Just hit a bump, and so anyway. They had moved just down the road to Old Fort, North Carolina, like I said, about 20 or 30 minutes away from his place in Asheville. And so I told him what I wanted. He said, I can go pick it up today. I said, I'll be there tomorrow. So I rode, I guess it was a little over 5 hours to go. And but you know, when you deal with somebody that you like, personally, it doesn't matter how far away it is. It's like buying anything. If you have to drive a ways to get what you want, why not do it, right? So anyway, I did that, and have really, really enjoyed this one, even though it's a little heavy for me, but I make it do. Come on, Mr. Fish. I've been in a few kayak tournaments and things like that, but I'll just be honest with you, I think it's cool, but it's just something not for me, because I'm not I'm not that great of a fisherman, and I just enjoy it for the sport, the leisure, the quiet time, and I fished those few tournaments, and I felt like I was having to be rushed, or I don't know, just seemed like I was putting too much pressure on myself, and I just didn't. I didn't enjoy it. And I'm not saying I'm not going to do it again. I'm just saying at the time, I just didn't enjoy it. And I know a lot of folks out there that do tournaments, and they do really well. And I'm happy to say it's just like ice cream. Some folks prefer chocolate. Some folks prefer strawberries. Some folks prefer vanilla bean. You know what I'm saying? And it's just what you prefer. And this is what I like doing. Let me know in the comments if you like kayak fishing, or using a bass boat, John boat, plastic boat, or all above. Just let me know what your preference is. Again, I enjoy being out here by myself, and I enjoy fishing with my brother-in-law and Jonathan and whoever else would like to take me fishing. Hey, it's always fun to be with other people. But I think every now and then you just need to be by yourself. It's a good time to think about your week, or what you got coming up down the road, or maybe just you and the Lord just speaking together and praying. And it's always good to pray. Always good to say a prayer over your family, over yourself. I was telling you about me and Jonathan getting together next Saturday. We're going to do a little sit down, or in the kayak or whatever, and we're going to probably share a little bit of our testimony. Something the Lord laid on his heart to kind of do, and he asked me about it, and I said, yeah, I'll be glad to do it. You know, a lot of times we talk about testifying, or what's your testimony, and tell us what the Lord's done for you. But you know, sometimes we don't have a testimony unless we go through a test. And I think we all been tested and tried, don't you? Regardless if you believe or not believe, we've all gone through something that we need the Lord's help with. But it's always good to know that your salvation is sure in the Lord. You know, just like us out here fishing and catching fish and just enjoying the day. It's the same thing of being fishers of men, sharing your testimony, maybe sharing a meal, maybe doing a good deed for somebody. I think a lot of times us Christians fall short and not do what we should be doing for the Lord. I just know that I'm glad I know that I'm heaven bound. Amen.